Hello Skyline GTR fans, I picked up this guy loose and it had some problems I was aware of, but it was only like $6, so that's why I bought it anyways. I'm pretty sure if I bought this with all the parts new, it would cost many times more. What the problems are is missing the mirrors, they were broken off, and also the windshield has a crack in it right there. It's kind of hard to see, but anyways, this is a R34 from the 1999 season. So I think it's racing in the SuperGT. So these are supposedly images of this car, and I know this because the wheels have really wide spokes. So there we go. And also, if you look at the sponsorship, it looks pretty similar. Alright. Unfortunately, I couldn't find a rear view. And the weird thing about this model is look at the front wheel well. How it's not particularly round. You'll see in the image here, it's rounded following the tire. But the rear, it's like kinked, almost like a rounded square instead of being rounded with the tire. So it was a weird looking thing, and so I bought it partially because I wanted to see if this was realistic. I feel like if this wheel was further up, it might match that photograph more. So that could be what's making this look really weird. Let's see what else we can find here. So yeah, these are really wide spoked wheels. I don't know who makes these wheels, but anyways, there's a little center knockoff detail. And there's air passing between the spoke holes here as usual from Kyosho. The tires are rounded as well on the sidewall, so that's good. It's just the riding stance is really not as low as it should be, or the tire is not as tall as it should be. That could be also an issue. Okay, but the tampo printing of all the graphics here is pretty nice. The door handle does stick out, and it looks like it even has a keyhole there. That's where the mirror was. There's some raised ridges here on the window molding, and they're painted black. The front end, we have some nice clear lenses with some molded details behind them. Although I'm not sure if like these should just be smoked or blacked out. You know, looking at the three images on the internet, this is flat, but there's actually a GTR logo I think printed in there. See? So there's probably no screen on this real car. A lot of weird separators in here. Okay, and then it feels flat again. And then the tampo printing looks good. So a little indication of the radiator venting here. Big vents here, but no black paint, unfortunately. But oddly, there's black paint up here. So it's weird that they wouldn't add paint to all of it, but there's one single wiper blade. It's raised, painted black. The banner here is printed on, tampo printed, paint on a decal. Same with back here, with the tire logo. Blackouts printed on as well. And then we got two rectangular boxes printed black. Maybe these open up or something on the real car for ventilation. The rear wing looks pretty good. Let's see about this side. This side it looks like we have two exhaust tips coming out the side. Now look at the riding height of this one. This side looks a lot better. Maybe not as good as a photograph. So this side looks better than this side. Yeah, this is messed up. Maybe the base isn't put on as tight as it should be. Alright, but let's finish up the back here. Thick red clear taillights. Maybe this is where the exhausts are. I don't know. I couldn't find an image of this car from the rear. And then, yeah, alright, not much else. That could be a blemish casting problem. Yeah, or maybe it's just a contaminant in the paint. Alright. The rear wing, a little blue sprayed down on the vertical struts here, but it's okay. So unfortunately the bottom here is press fit together, so I'd have to drill it apart or use some tools to pry these off, and maybe I will do that later, but not right now. So it tells you what the car is, and more importantly the year, because I think this came from a Calsonic collection where there's actually a bunch of different GTRs. because I happen to have a different one that I'll pull out in a second. Interior wise, I can see a black roll cage here on the A-pillars. Steering wheel there. Let's get the flashlight. That's way too bright. Let's go with one lumen. So that's interesting. Obviously no passenger seat, just some sort of detail on the floor. But the driver's cabin here, I think there's some sort of weird thing that's wrapping around in the center console area. Maybe like a bunch of extra switches or something. See? I'm not sure what that is. Okay, but got the racing seat. No, not really a racing seat. Looks like a normal street seat. Well, it does have holes for the harnesses up there, but no molded in harnesses or anything, which is a shame. I mean, Hot Wheels can do it. No, yeah. It does look like a steering wheel for a race car. You know, it doesn't look like a regular road steering wheel because there's no airbag. Alright. Well, alright, I guess that's alright. Let's compare to a couple other models then. Alright, so I guess I'll bring out that other Kyosho I reviewed a while back. This next one is from the 2003 season. And this one had a horrible riding stance as well, but I've since corrected it. So this more modern one looks a lot wider, a bit longer as well. Definitely a different casting for sure. And that one has mirrors. So if you look at the mirrors, you know, they're just little tiny plastic pieces, so I can see why it would be easy for those to break off. Maybe someday I'll get some high strength resin and 3D print my own mirrors for these things. Alright. So I'll pull out a couple other Super GT-esque vehicles. Here's an old one from UCC Coffee. This is a free model that came with a couple cans of UCC Coffee. It's pretty good considering it's a freebie. No interior though, totally blacked out windows. Alright. This Kyosho here is from the 2008 season of the Super GT. And it's a yellow hat GTR. I guess that's closer to this, so I'll put that here. So I think this is an R35 because it has, you know, those headlights are more vertical or more on the top of the hood than like the front. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the case. And look how much bigger it is. Longer and maybe wider as well. Alright. Yeah, let's put that up. Just slowly move this out. And give this a chance to spin on its own. Yeah, that front tire gap is really bad. Yeah, if you search my channel, I did a little video on how to make your own tools to remove, you know, wheels from cars like this or from models like this without having to drill apart the bottom. But the one I like to use is like taking a simple key, shaving at a really shallow angle on it, and then you know, having a slot for the axle to go into. So that I just jam in there and I pry the wheel off the axle. So anyways, there's a different video on that. Okay, well, thank you for watching again, and I will see you the next time I get another GTR in. Thanks.